I missed my future for the dumbest reason possible, and it ended up teaching me 2 valuable lessons about life. So in today's video, I'm going to teach you the 2 most valuable lessons that I learned about life. Now for context, let me tell you the story. So I had a field trip for my school, right? I'm in one of the best baggage programs in the nation, right? And my school had a field trip for extra credit. Now I was so pumped because extra credit is the best thing, right? Who doesn't want extra credit, right? So the teacher ended up announcing in class, hey class, we're gonna have extra credit. And who wants to go? I raised my hand, like always. So the teacher hands me the application, I sign my name, and I give her the application. And then, well, the field trip is gonna be on 2 Saturdays, right? So I told my teacher, hey, I'm gonna go on both Saturdays, right? Now, life happens, I couldn't go on the first Saturday of the field trip. And then once that happened, I ended up going and talking to my teacher, and I told her, hey miss, I can go on this Saturday for the field trip. And she's like, oh, that sounds good, perfect. So I ended up telling her I'm gonna go, and she's like, okay, make sure you double check with me this week so I can put you on the list. And I'm like, okay, perfect, sounds good. So, I ended up going on about my week, and well, this week I was very busy. I had testing, I had soccer, I had a track meet, so I had a lot of things going on this week. And well, guess what? I ended up forgetting to double check my teacher, right? So that happened, right? And then, well, the Saturday of the field trip comes, right? And I'm ready for the field trip, I'm like pumped, right? I'm like, let's go. I'm gonna go on the field trip with my friends. We're gonna go on this rope course. It's gonna be sick, right? So I ended up waking up on Saturday morning, thank God. I ended up making my bed. I ended up doing my usual morning routine stuff. I pray, I meditate, I journal, I read, I go do my oral hygiene. Everything is good. And then I go into the kitchen, I make my lunch, I'm happy, I get my water bottle, I fill it up, boom, everything's going solid. Then I end up telling my dad, yo dad, let's go to Subway. I wanna grab a sandwich for the future. He's like, all right, bet, sounds good. So me and my dad go on the car, we go to Subway, and then when we get to Subway, I end up ordering my sandwich. I'm speaking to the worker. Me and her are talking, we're having a good time. Like, it's a great Saturday morning. Me and the worker at Subway, we're talking about politics. We're talking about the Pope. We're talking about college. We're having a good conversation, man. Everything's going amazing, right? I'm having a great Saturday. I'm getting Subway, and I'm about to go on the future with my friends. Like, everything's going good, man. All glory to God. So then I end up paying for my Subway. I end up going in the car with my dad, and we drive back home. I end up getting home. I end up cutting my Subway in half, putting one in my lunchbox, and then eating the other one. And then I look at my watch. It's almost time for the field trip. So I go to the bathroom, brush my teeth, make my hair, and then afterwards I put on cologne, and then boom, I'm ready to go. Then my dad drives me to my school. We're at my school, and then I see my friends, and I'm like, yo, what's good, bro? Hey, it's good seeing you, man. Y'all ready for the field trip? What I'm saying? It's like me and my friend are talking about the field trip, and we're just catching up. Things are going pretty well. And then afterwards, my teacher ended up doing roll call. He does roll call, and he starts announcing the names that are going on the field trip, right? He's like, Mark going, John going, Sebastian going, perfect, right? So that's happening, right? And then I had a gut feeling inside of me. I'm like, wait, what if my teacher doesn't call my name? And then I'm just like, okay, but just have faith, doctor. He might call you. So the roll call continues. I don't hear my name. I'm panicking. I'm like, okay, Oscar, calm down. He's gonna call your name. So he ends up doing roll call again. He does roll call. John, Sebastian, okay. And then I'm like, I don't hear my name at all. And I'm like, oh shoot, I don't think I'm going to the field trip. So then I end up talking to my teacher and telling him, yo, mister, am I not on the list? He's like, no, unfortunately, I don't see you on here. And I'm like, is there a way that you can maybe check to see if I'm there? He's like, yeah, sure, I'll check the slips, see if you're there. He checks the slips, right? No, you're not there, I don't have your slip. You ended up telling your teacher that you were gonna double check, but you didn't. So I'm like, shoot, so what am I gonna do? Is there a way I can go to the field trip? And he's like, unfortunately, no. You forgot to double check with your teacher and tell her that you were gonna go, but you forgot to tell her. And I was like, shoot, well, what am I gonna do now? And he's like, and I'm like, dude, what am I gonna do now? I have to go back home. I bought a Subway for no reason. I'm kind of stressed out. I call my dad, yo dad, I can't go to the field trip because my field trip slip, they don't have it. He's like, well, Now you learned a valuable lesson. Now you know what to not do next time. And I'm like, shoot, you're right. So I ended up calling my dad, and then I told my friends, yo, bro, I can't go to the field trip because unfortunately I don't have my field trip slip. And then, well, he's like, damn, bro, well, I was really looking forward to you going on the field trip. And I'm like, yeah, bro, me too. So I end up saying bye to my friends, and then I end up walking back home, the walk of shame. So I end up walking back home, and then I end up telling myself, you have two ways you can go about things. Number one, you can crash out and get pissed off and blame the world for the reason why you couldn't go on the field trip. The second option is I rationalize and tell myself, okay, what did I learn from this experience? Okay? And what I ended up deciding to do was option two. I ended up rationalizing, and I ended up telling myself, okay, what lessons can I learn from this experience that just occurred to me? Now, that brings me back to this whole point of the video. The two most valuable lessons that I learned about this experience happened to me, of me not being able to go on the field trip for my lack of responsibility and communication. Now, the two most valuable lessons that I learned. Communication is key. Okay, communication. My definition of communication is being able to speak to your coach, your teacher, your parents, and tell them what you want and tell them what you're going to do, right? Communication, right? For example, if you tell your coach and communicate with him and tell him, yo, coach, I'm not going to go on the game on Saturday because of X reason, right? That's me communicating to my coach that I am not going to go, right? That's good. That is what communication is. And that is what I learned that is so valuable. Communicating with your teachers and telling them that you are gonna go to this place or that you want this. Communication is so key, not just in the school aspect, not just in the school, in the sports aspect, but in every aspect of life. If you're good at communicating with your teachers, you're gonna get far in life. If you're good at communicating with people, you're gonna be able to get things that you want. You're gonna be able to meet new people. You're gonna be able to seem more responsible, seem like a more serious person. Communication is so important in all aspects of life. And that's why I encourage all of you guys to be better communicators. I am still learning on how to be a better communicator because like you saw with my example on the field trip, I didn't communicate with my teachers well, and therefore that led to me not being able to go on the field trip. Okay, so communication is key. Now the second valuable lesson that I learned is responsibility is so important in life. If you're not a responsible person, you're going to be viewed as someone who is not serious. You're going to be viewed as someone who no one can trust. Okay, responsibility is so important, and if you're not responsible, people are not going to see you as a serious person. Okay, look at me. I wasn't responsible, and I didn't remember to tell my teacher that I was going on the field trip. I forgot, right? I wasn't being responsible. And well, that is why I'm now working on becoming more responsible now. And how am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to try to just, whenever I have a certain event, I'm going to put it on my calendar and put, oh, on April 29th, you have a party. Or also, I'm going to try to write down my to-dos on paper. I already do it on my phone. I already write my to-dos on my phone, but I need to be more specific with my to-dos. I need to write them down more like specifically, like, oh, at 7 p.m. you have X, or at 5 p.m. you have X. I'm going to try to be more specific with my to-dos, and whenever I have any task that I have to do, immediately I'm going to write it down. Now, the reason why I'm going to do this is because I want to be more responsible. I don't want to be someone who is viewed as someone who isn't responsible, right? I'm having trouble with being responsible, but guess what I'm doing? I'm taking action and I'm taking initiative so I can become a more responsible person. And that is exactly what you must do as well. When someone gives you advice and tells you, yo, do this so we can help you out, do it immediately. All right, do it immediately, because sometimes when people give you advice, they want the best for you. So be more responsible. Communication and responsibility. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. God bless. And as always, I believe in you, but God believes in you more. I will see you guys in the next one.